from that angle, which I told you on air that I felt differently at the moment. Likewise, this, I think it was all for Prosper to lose anyways, because you can't win this without stats anyways. So, but I really congratulate him. I appreciate everybody and what you guys do here. And I'm going to shake the hands of everybody, because if I shake your hands, I'll meet you at the top.
Bye-bye, Tochukwu.
My major aim wasn't basically to win the competition, right? Talking sports is fun. Although this is new to me, the whole debate and argument, I'd rather just have conversations over a cup of coffee or something. So this aspect is new to me, and it has opened my eyes to a couple of potentials that I don't know.
Inevitably, the heartbreak will continue tonight. 4 more gladiators to round off the quarterfinals. 2 have got to go tonight. I'm Femi Obong Daniels. Welcome to Battle Night 21. And welcome to battles 42 and 43 of Fan Battle 3. Let me say welcome to my colleagues with whom there is much work to do, with whom I look forward to finishing the quarterfinals tonight. Amazing individuals, everyone well worth their name in gold. Say welcome to Tony, the one and only true voice. Hi Tony, how are you doing?
Yeah, well, Femi, I'm excited to be here. It is fantastic. The feeling is different. The competition is reaching its crescendo, and right now, it's a survival of the fittest. Followed the battles yesterday, and it was refreshing. Congratulations to the guys who qualified. And really looking out for some of them. We'll see what happens. But tonight, we've got some really big guns in the building, and can't wait, Femi. Let's do this.
Say welcome to Sam Wise, the wise mind. How are you doing, brother?
I'm great, Femi. Good evening to you. Good evening to Lagos. Nice to be here again. I feel like I've been on every battle of the fan battle, and I'm getting even tougher as it gets by. But I'm excited to be here. Like Tony mentioned, I'm hoping for even better fortunes than we've had in the previous rounds. And good luck to the contestants tonight, or the gladiators tonight. Hoping for some fun.
And say welcome to my third colleague. He can be anybody, sound like anybody he chooses to sound like. But when he is himself, oh, what a mind, and oh, what words flow through that mind. Welcome, David. How are you doing?
I'm great. A very, very overcast evening we're having. I'm hoping the quality of the debate does not mirror the weather.
What a weather. And what a night we had last night. If we have anything at all to match last night, then what a night it is we would have. You've met my colleagues, Tony, Sam, and David. Now meet the contestant for Battle 43. Contestant number 1 for the night. He's currently a core member. He supports Barcelona globally, Eimba of Aba locally. Lives at Association Avenue, Surulere, Lagos. He represents Surulere. They call him on Twitter at Itunumi_Solace. Also on IG at Itunumi_Solace. That's his nickname, Itunumi Solace. Real name, Aziz Itunu Karee. Hello, Itunu. How are you today?
Good evening, Femi. Good to be here once again. Very fine.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
I remember you vividly from your qualification from the round of 16 and how elated you were. Are you ready for the quarterfinal?
Very ready.
His opponent, a political reporter. He works also as a copper with one of the foremost newspaper organizations in Lagos. His aspirations to be a football and sports commentator, to be a broadcaster and voice content creator. He is already on the road to that. His local team, well, he has a soft spot for MFM and Remo Stars. How about globally? He's a Liverpoolian. He stays at the Felodun Street Council Bus Stop area, Idimu, Lagos. He represents Salimocho. On Twitter, he is Apola Fan Battle. That is what you'd find on the name. His handle is Adeike_success. On Instagram, he is Success Adeike. Full name, Success Adeike Omonijo. I like his name. You can fling it any way and it will still have a meaning. But that meaning, Omonijo Tie, might today be that day. Hello, Success. How are you doing?
I'm great. Feel good. And Opremo Stars.
Opremo
We're going
Stars.
to the continent.
Yes. Finishing fourth? Third. Yes, third. All right. It's good to have you guys.
Yes.
Like your opponent here, Itunu, I remember how elated you had been when you qualified for this quarterfinal. For the two of you, I am hoping to see you both elated again. That's my ardent desire. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. One of you has to go. Which one will it be? We'll find out after this timeout. You've been introduced to the contestants. You've met Aziz Itunu Karee. You've met Success Adeike Omonijo. And now it's time to do battle. Battle topic. Is Sadio Mane underrated? Is Sadio Mane underrated? A simple yes or no answer with explanations. We threw yes and no into a lottery cauldron. Out came yes for Itunu. Out came no for Success. It's the positions they have to defend, not necessarily the position they espouse in everyday living. When you get to vote for either Success or his opponent, Itunu, remember that you are voting not for the position they defend or for the position you prefer, but for how impressive either of them has been on the night. You may accept a position, but vote for someone else based on how impressive overall they had performed during the course of the night. We thank everybody who's voted, particularly those who vote via the phone lines. And some of our voters are obviously big time enlightened as to the rules of the game. Some of them choosing to vote for somebody espousing a position they don't agree with, basically on the strength of their delivery on the night. We'd like to see more and more of that continue as we go into the final two battles of the quarterfinals, after which there will be just four, and we'll see those four battle come Friday night. We're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. And you get to vote on the live stream on Facebook. We're streaming live on YouTube. You don't vote on YouTube. But you get to vote on Twitter, where the YouTube live feed will be embedded in a tweet. And you'd look out for a second tweet, a poll with the names of the two contestants, Itunu and Success. And that tweet, when it's out, will be pinned to our official handle at Nigeria Info FM. We're streaming live on the Nigeria Info mobile app, available on your in your Play Store for Android and of course for your iPhones. You cannot miss it. Run a search for Nigeria Info. Nigeria without a second N. Nigeria, the country, not the nationality. Nigeria Info. And you'd see the insignia, an N and an I written in green and yellow. Download the mobile app and you can take Nigeria Info wherever you go. So welcome to the battle between these two massive gladiators. Much is expected of them because they've shown quality throughout Fan Battle 3. But the road ends for one of them tonight. Which one will it be? It's up to them, their performance, and up to you in your decision making. All the best, contestants. And thank you for your loyalty, your following, and your patronage. Dear listeners, friends, and fans. Time for the big one. 1 minute of opening conversations for each of you. I will give you an additional 1 minute each for further retorts and rebuttals. For the night, you are contestant number 1, Itunu.
Yeah.
You go, you open, Success opens, and then I give you 1 minute to respond to whatever you felt you needed to respond to in his opening, or to embellish your opening, whatever you choose. And then he gets another 1 minute to counter whatever you said, after which you go head to head for 5 minutes. At the close of which you'll have 2 minutes each to close out your arguments. And that will be it. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Let's get into the battle. So once again, battle topic for the night. Is Sadio Mane underrated? Itunu says yes. Success says no. For 1 minute, we'll listen to Itunu as he explains to us why and how he feels Sadio Mane is underrated. Itunu, if you are ready, your 1 minute starts right now.
Good evening once again, Femi and the rest of the beautiful gang. Before I proceed, let's look at the definition of the word underrated. The past participle of underrate. This simply means not having enough recognition in terms of the quality. In fact, especially when you consider the input as to the output of what you are giving. Now, the person in contention is Sadio Mane, a personality, a footballer. But we are going to discuss this in different angles. The footballing aspect, as well as his off-field criteria. Now, Sadio Mane sits pretty comfortably as a legend in Liverpool. Number 11 in the highest ranking of the football club as a goal scorer without a single penalty. Secondly, Sadio Mane is the second African player in the history of the Premier League that has the highest goal scorer, only second to Mohamed Salah. Now we can understand why Mohamed Salah remained the poster boy, neglecting Sadio Mane with all of his enormous achievements, which I hope to extinguish in the course of this argument. Thank you. I'll do that.
Thank you for your opening comments. Opening salvos fired. Yep. You know what they say. It's in the early morning that you can begin to anticipate how the day will turn out. Impressive opening. And now for Success to open his own argument. Success for 1 minute. Convince us as to why Sadio Mane is not underrated. It starts now.
You defined underrated already, so then to football-wise, an underrated player is a player not getting the recognition he deserves. But Sadio Mane is a player who has made the Ballon d'Or top 4, PFA Team of the Year 4 times, UEFA Team of the Year, PFA Fans Player of the Year, CAF Team of the Year, Liverpool Player of the Year, UCL Squad of the Season, African Footballer of the Year in 2019, and his own favourite to win it again this year. Mind you, it was being tipped to rival Benzema for the Ballon d'Or at Liverpool won the UCL. For some context, Benzema has 62 goals involvement compared to Mane's 28. An underrated player would not even have been mentioned. But Mane has been talked as a genuine contender. Definitely a player with such recognitions cannot be called underrated. And I ask this question to do. If Mane, with all of these recognitions I've listed, is underrated, what would be his proper rating? What is the proper rating for Mane? How should Mane be rated? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And he's ended his arguments just on time. And it is well appreciated. Opening argument. Impressive opening argument from Itunu and success. What a battle it portends to be. I'll give you, gentlemen, 1 minute each to respond to one another, counter one another, and do your rebuttals. Are you ready to go, Itunu?
Yes, sir.
I'm resetting your clock for 1 minute. It starts right now.
Good one. Success. Now, with the click of a button, everything you've listed now, I can get it. But these are the achievements of the player Sadio Mane. Now, going back to the dictionary, the opposite of underrated means what? Overrated. Now, your position so far is in between. Are you saying Sadio Mane is underrated, picking my side indirectly? Or you are telling us he is overrated because you either choose one? Now, telling us he makes the top 4 of the Ballon d'Or, of course, that's quite impressive. That's my point, which are coming to my own side. You still need to expatiate and let the audience know. Are you saying Sadio Mane is overrated or underrated? And don't just sit in between, telling us all his achievements and his glory. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And applause are in order. And he saved us quite some time in the process. Impressive. Impressive. All right. Let's come back to success for 1 minute. I'm resetting your clock and you can respond to him. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
What a brilliant way to evade the question. Ask you a simple question that what is the proper rating to be, but you threw back the question to me. I'm not in the middle. I'm saying that Sadio Mane has been properly rated. I'm listing all of this achievement to show you that this guy has been properly rated. What is the recognition for a player's brilliance or outstanding performance? It is in getting the awards. It is in making the team of the year, receiving all the accolades. And if the player who has had an amazing season, who has done well every season, gets the awards, gets the credit that is due him, we can't say he's underrated. To make the Ballon top 4 shows that you've done well. Do you understand? He has done well. And what happened? They gave him the due credits. My point is this: Sadio Mane has been properly rated. He has been given credit to which where credit is due. He's not overrated. He is just rated perfectly. He's not underrated. A player who has achieved all of things I've mentioned cannot be called an underrated player because has been given the credit that is due him.
Thank you very much. So, both gentlemen have stated their cases. Well noted. And now it's time for the head-to-head between Itunu and, of course, success. I'm setting your clock for 5 minutes, gentlemen. And for 5 minutes, you guys get to argue it out. Remember, aid yourselves by being heard. If you travestize the head-to-head, then you leave yourselves only with your opening and closing arguments. It's up to you. 5 minutes, gentlemen. And they start ticking now.
All right, I'm going to start with Son and Sterling. You know, the 3 best left forwards, of course, in the Premier League. Looking at the goal ratio assessed, we compare with Mane has 0.62, Sterling has 0.58, and Son has 0.60. These players have similar output numbers. but they've not gotten as much recognition as Mane has gotten. In fact, last season, Son was the highest goal scorer, and he could not even make the PFA Team of the Year. Whereas Mane, 4 out of 6 seasons, has made the PFA Team of the Year. Is that being underrated?
Now, in our definition of what an underrated player means, it means it doesn't tell you a player is not recognized. It simply says not enough recognition.
What?
Now listen. Now remember, a legend is someone whose name remains in the history or in the annals of any club's history. When Mohamed Salah scored his 100 landmark goal in Liverpool, did you know what they did as a Liverpool fan?
Of course.
What did they do?
Of course, they put what they do on social media and they celebrate him.
You are a Liverpool fan, you should know this.
Okay,
Mohamed Salah was celebrated in the whole of Anfield, presented with the 100 number jersey for his landmark. When Sadio Mane did the same without a single penalty, and mind you, Mohamed Salah scored 100 goals with 18 penalties. Sadio Mane did the same thing without a single penalty, and it just went off as if nothing happened.
Wait, is that being underrated?
If that is not underrated, what is underrated?
What's that?
It went what? Virgil van Dijk came out for you to know it is an underration.
As an underration.
Did you know what Virgil van Dijk did? He said we need to start talking more about Sadio Mane. Scoring an 100 goal without a single penalty is not normal.
That's just PR. That's
for a fellow player.
His fellow player.
For a fellow player. The what happened? No, we're not continuing. We're talking about Sadio Mane. Don't bring in players who don't play in Liverpool. Don't bring in players who don't play in Liverpool. We're talking about Sadio Mane.
You are saying the recognition is people giving him a jersey and presenting him out. Is that what recognition is?
It's very more than that. It's very more than that.
Okay, what is
distinguish the point to you. Now, secondly, the biggest cup in Africa is what?
Of course, the AFCON. Okay.
The AFCON.
Okay.
Good. When Sadio Mane did the unthinkable, bringing it to Senegal, something that has never happened.
Cut the chase. We all know that. Cut the chase.
Did you know what Jurgen Klopp said?
What did he say?
He belittled the Nations Cup.
He didn't belittle the Nations Cup.
What did he say?
He called the little matter is a literary term. He didn't belittle the Nations Cup.
What did he say?
That was before. He called it the little matter. That was before the tournament. Don't push things there. Sadio Mane, you're trying to say that. Wait, you're trying to say that Liverpool did not celebrate him. Sadio Mane asked. Particularly asked for the club not to celebrate that out of respect for his fellow player. Don't speculate what is not. He asked, and the club didn't get to his respect.
No, I got you there because that was even before the AFCON.
Before the AFCon, he didn't belittle the tournament. So I'm saying, you are speculating that the club belittled the tournament because of Sadio Mane.
The future that was going to win the AFCon by telling the coach not to celebrate in advance.
No,
so then what are you saying?
Club was asked a simple question and was talking with the journalist. Guy, don't take that out of context because we discussed that with Jurgen Klopp. That cannot fly because your club was also in an interview with the journalist and was talking about it in the passing.
Did you also know that Sadio Mane remains the second player after George Weah to be on the Ballon d'Or list, second only to Drogba, which Salah hasn't been? Legends like Emmanuel Adebayo,
there's not the Yakubu,
they all played in the Premier League.
Being at the top four shows how Mane was properly appreciated. So
how is Mane appreciated
because
with all these achievements?
Top four,
he's not the boy in Liverpool.
Salah, I'm not going to give you that. That's a good point. Why? Because Salah has scored more goals than Mane. He has more assists. He has one more awards and has blue records. Now I'm going to put that you are a Barcelona fan. Wait, Barcelona fan. Listen. I'm giving you time. Let me talk. You are a Barcelona fan. Xavi, please give me this. Xavi and Iniesta are regarded as one of the greatest midfielders.
Yes.
And were wonderful players in the Barcelona team.
Definitely.
Who was the poster boy of Barcelona? Lionel Messi. Why? Lionel Messi was great. He broke the record. He was the poster boy. Does it mean that Xavi and Iniesta were underrated?
That is an error.
Comparing Xavi. I'm not comparing players. I'm not comparing. Nobody's comparing. I'm telling you. I'm not saying that being a poster boy. I'm not being the poster boy. You mentioned being a poster boy. Being a poster boy. Salah is like a Messi to Liverpool.
Salah is never like a Messi to Liverpool.
Achievement in the past.
Salah is never like a Messi to Liverpool.
Listen, let me give you a fact. More assists, more recognition, more awards.
In 2019, okay, en route to Liverpool winning the Champions League.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna give you 4 reasons why Sadio Mane remains a better player, even than Salah.
We're not talking about
Mane
being better than Salah. We're talking about if he's underrated or not.
Liverpool were 3 goals down against Barcelona.
Okay.
And they did the unthinkable.
What happened?
They did the unthinkable in the sense that without.
How did Sadio Mane play part? Sadio Mane did not play part. Now, the only dude that scored the goals
And without Salah and Firmino, Sadio Mane is the only player among the injured. Salah was injured. That Firmino was injured. That Kevin got injured in that game. That's what I'm telling you. He didn't make any point. He didn't make any point. Mane went forward and did not leave Liverpool. Oripi is the legend of that night. We forget about that. Who said the assist? Arnold. Was who Sadio Mane?
Thank you for finally ending that. I was hoping that one of you will be gentlemanly enough. But again, I'm reminded that in a fight, there is no gentlemanliness. So understandably so. Thank you very much. Yeah. What we saw now. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. All right. Okay. So the head-to-head battle is done. All you are left with now, gentlemen, are your closing arguments. And you've used up considerable amount of time. If I set the clock to 2 minutes for each of you now, it will eat into our next break, which we must take. So we'll take that break quickly, and then we will come in for your closing argument. If you are just joining us, Itunu is up against Success. You heard their opening, probably. You heard their rebuttals, probably. If you didn't hear any of that, you at least heard their head-to-head or a part of it. If you've been able to make up your mind as to who is the more impressive, is it Itunu, who's been speaking first in this context and who argues that Sadio Mane is underrated? Or is it Success, who's been speaking second and who argues that Sadio Mane is not underrated? Remember, when you vote for either of these two gentlemen, forget about whether Sadio Mane is underrated or not. Vote based on who impressed you more on the night, whether you agree with his position or not. Please, this is the quarterfinal. Let's not send somebody out of the competition on standards other than the quality they brought on the night. Please. We're streaming live on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live on YouTube. You'll find it on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. We'll be back. Welcome back. Before the break, you heard Itunu and Success go head to head after opening arguments and moments of rebuttals. It comes down to this now. Closing arguments, 2 minutes each, and it is done. Afterwards, they have no say in the outcome of this battle. The power goes into your hands, the listening audience, represented by a maximum of 9 individuals from the home audience. And of course, by the hundreds who get to vote on social media, Facebook and Twitter. The power is also in the hands of my professional colleagues who know and understand the qualities we are looking out for. Tony, David, Sam, what will it be? It all comes down to the final 4 minutes for these individuals, split equally. 2 minutes each. Gentlemen, could you please confirm you're ready for your closing arguments?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for 2 minutes, contestant 1 for the night, Itunu, close your argument as to why you are so convinced that Sadio Mane is underrated. Your clock is ticking.
You asked me why Sadio Mane is underrated, and here are my points. Beginning the Jurgen Klopp biggest ever signing era from Southampton for £32 million. Salary structure in Liverpool based on contribution and based on our definition of what underrated means. Sadio Mane earned a major £100,000 weekly as compared to the 7 players above him after Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. we have Thiago, Keita, and the rest. Compared to their output on what Sadio Mane brings to the field, you can understand what it means to be underrated. Now, if you think he's not underrated based on all this contribution, why delay his contract to the very last stage where it's so obvious that, well, we don't need him anymore here, he can go elsewhere? Second and thirdly, Sadio Mane, did you even know that in the history of the Premier League, the player with the highest hat-trick with 172 seconds is Sadio Mane? They won't talk about that. Why? It's just Sadio Mane is not a British player. Now, away from the footballing aspect, let's go to the benevolence aspect of players, because this topic did not tell us is Sadio Mane underrated in just the football pitch. Now let's go to the outside of football. When Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo donate to the charities, media is awash with their benevolence and they feel like, wow, this is Messi, this is good doing. Sadio Mane back home in Senegal build schools, build hospitals. The media won't take that, and it's even a good example to our own players in Nigeria and abroad, doing what people see as he is a legend back home. This is what made his village people back home to say, oh boy, it is time to leave Liverpool. And what did he do? He said, I will listen to the 70 to 60% people of Senegal telling me it is time to leave. What do you think they see? Because they believe that he has always slept in the shadows of Mohamed Salah over the time. Now it is the time for a player of his age, and the only player in Africa age 30 that has been signed for the same £30 million to a bigger club in Bayern Munich. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your impressive closing. It is appreciated, and it has been recorded for posterity. Thank you. You've played your part. Now the audience will decide. But before they do decide, Success has got to complete his part. And so for 2 minutes, Success, close out your arguments as to why you are convinced that Sadio Mane is not underrated. The clock is ticking.
We have a duty to post out the truth in our words. You said that club belittled the AFCON because Mane won. That is fallacious. The statement of the AFCON was said before the tournament, whilst in a conversation with the journalists, and club came out times that number to clarify that statement, and it was taken out of context. Sadio Mane clearly asked for the club not to celebrate him out of respect for his teammates, because of course he loves him. You said Mane was crucial in the Champions League. Nobody on earth would deny that. But didn't he finish ahead of Mohamed Salah in the Ballon d'Or? It would have been a travesty if that season Salah finished ahead of Sadio Mane. But Mane was in the top 4 of the Ballon d'Or, finishing ahead of Mohamed Salah. Also, you mentioned the issue of wages. That £100,000 has been bust by his agent. It came out to say not long ago that that's not true, that the £100,000 being thrown around, it's not true. That his player was not earning £100,000 all through. He came out to bust that. The player himself came out to say that he did not leave Liverpool because of money. In fact, you said they dragged the contract because they did not rate him. Mane never requested for such. In fact, in his interview, in his farewell interview, he mentioned how that he had been in talk with Bayern Munich about few months before the end of the season, and was looking for a new challenge. To pin that on Liverpool is to be dishonest. For the wage structure, we know what FSG is. FSG are quite stringent with their wage structure. We saw Mohamed Salah begging and begging for a new contract for that money he wanted, and he just got it recently. Van Dijk signed a new contract. That's why he got 220,000. Thiago is a big player. That's why he could command 200,000. He's coming from Bayern. A big player, Thiago, cannot earn big amount. This money, the request for more money, and was refused. No. Lastly, if he was underrated, all right, why did CAF recognize him? Why did the PFA recognize him 4 out of 6 times? Why did UEFA recognize him? Sadio Mane is not underrated anyway. In fact, show that Sadio Mane is properly rated. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Wow. What a battle. And now it becomes an uphill battle to decide between these two men. That decision has to be made. So let's go ahead and try to make it. We're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live on YouTube at Nigeria Info FM, the official YouTube channel. You will find it embedded on our official Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM. You would also find the separate tweet pinned at the top of our handle, which asks you to vote for who was the more impressive of the two contestants, Itunu or Success. We'll come to that in a bit. There's still some time on the clock for you to go to social media and vote. Go to Twitter now at Nigeria Info FM. Vote for Success or Itunu. Go to Facebook now, Nigeria Info 993. Vote for Itunu or Success. We are streaming also on our mobile app. You don't get to vote there, but you get to catch us and take us with you wherever you go. Very shortly, we'll come to the panel of 3, Tony, David, Sam. Before that, we'll go to a maximum of 9 individuals who will determine the fate of these 2 individuals today. Who goes into the semi-final? Whose battle ends here tonight? Please, when you make the decision, let the weight of the responsibility and the dignity of the occasion be front and center in your mind. Let's send the person who has earned it more, even if only just a little more, to the semi-final. Tony is helping me, and as my immediate wingman, he will lead the panel in making his decisions. First off, though, let's go to the phone lines and see what we get. Hello. Hello and good evening to you.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is Habib on the line.
Did you say Habib or Aziz?
Habib.
Habib, okay.
Kudos to Itunu and Success. They all tried. But I think Itunu is trying to, thanks to that number, shot himself in the foot. And for Success, he spends majority of his speaking hour to answer the questions of Itunu. And with that, I think I'm going to go to the head-to-head battle, and which
Oh, come on! Come on! Oh, unfortunately, you're going to have to call us back. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Hello, we're not getting anything.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, Samuel.
Welcome, Sam.
Yeah. So I will give my vote to Success.
Success.
He has more valid points. He has proven his point better than Itunu for me. Itunu also gave some valid points, but I think some of the statistics Itunu gave were inaccurate. That's why I feel that Success did it for me. All
right. Thank you very much. So Success takes your point. He leads by 1. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
I can hear you. How are you? Okay. You're welcome.
Yeah. This is very, very tough decision. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the battle. I'll be voting based on the closing argument and my vote to
Your vote is to who?
Success.
To Success. Okay, thank you very much. There was some interference in your call.
Hello?
Success leads by 2. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Caleb.
Caleb, where are you calling from?
Calling from Ikorodu.
Good. You found Nigeria Info. How do you vote?
Well, 2 of them, they are on fire. They did very well tonight. But for a little reason, I'll go with Success tonight. Thanks.
Success takes it for you for a little reason. Hi there.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
My name is Glory.
Glory?
Yes.
Okay. How are you, Glory?
I'm fine.
Okay. Glory, you had the debates.
Yes. I'm going to like make more points. So Success to try, though. You tried, but I'll go for it.
Itunu takes it for you. Thank you very much. Success leads 3-1. This is voter number 5. Hi there.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, this is Abu calling back.
Welcome, Abu.
Yeah, actually, to cut the long story short, my vote goes to Itunu.
Itunu takes your vote. Thank you very much. He trails 2 to success is 3. Voter number 6. Hi there.
This is Ola.
Okay.
Well, I'm voting for Itunu.
Itunu for you. Thank you very much. They are tied. 3-all. Who breaks them?
Good evening, Femi.
Good evening. How are you, my brother?
I'm fine. This Friday from Golere.
Welcome, Friday.
Yeah, for me personally, I believe Sadio Mane is overrated. But Itunu did not help himself before coming out to say that the coach of Liverpool believed the Nation Cup because of Mane won it. He actually did it before the Nation Cup started. And it was also Sadio Mane that told Liverpool not to celebrate. And also made me to understand this night that if Sadio Mane could make it to the first level at the end of the season, ahead of Son of Tottenham, who scored more goals, who was the higher goal scorer. For me, I will give it to Success because he gave me more points tonight.
Success. Thank you very much. 7 points. Success leads by 4 to 3, meaning the eighth vote could be consequential, depending on how the voter decides to swing this. Hi there. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Could you please tell us your name again?
This is Leo from Kota.
Oh, welcome. You heard the battle between Itunu and Success. Who edged it for you?
Yeah, I think the scale just tipped a little to Success side, so I vote for Success.
Success for you. Thank you very much. And that has an implication. Success just crossing the threshold of 5 votes, meaning the 9th vote will be inconsequential. And at that point, we'll leave the votes at this point. Thank you to all 8 who voted and all the many more who wanted to vote. We do hope that the 5 of these 8 voters who picked Success did represent the majority of your thinking via the phone lines. And if not, but that is the nature of voting of this sort. And I think we're happy. Success 5, Itunu 3. 20 percentage points gone, 80 remaining to fight for. 60 of those are in the studio with me, in the pockets of Tony, David, and Sam. Starting with Tony, to whom do you give your 20?
Well, Femi, what a battle tonight. Quality stuff. Could have been better. Should have been better. Given that I expected this to be, for me, so close. I mean, so close. I wanted to be in a position where I was really going to lack, a definite decision on what to do. But it wasn't as close as I envisaged it to be. Both sides brought the fire as expected. But, my decision will be solely on rebuttals. This battle was a battle that was decided solely or majorly on the quality of rebuttals. And arguments are usually that way, especially, your random debates and all of that. Usually, when you're able to cancel out the point of your opponent, you get valid additional points in a context like this. And so, rebuttals are very, very important. On the balance, you could say that Itunu brought forth more points to the table, but Success for almost every point that he brought, Success had a response. We listened to some of the callers talk about stats and all of that. I don't know, Itunu, but I thought you should have done your homework very well, especially with regards to what Sadio Mane earns and all of that. I mean, it was a big talking point. The Senegalese talking about Bakari. That's his PR agent, Sadio Mane, PR agent, coming out to actually say that, I mean, the figures in public domain is false, and all of that. I don't know if you did research, but good job, success for bringing that out. I expected to hear that. And also the conversation of him not being celebrated after winning the AFCON. I thought that, you know, success also once again, you know, made a really strong point to cancel out what Itunu said about the club not celebrating him. There was an intentional attempt for the club to do just like most of the players from the Senegalese team, you know, had in their various clubs. But Sadio Mane was playing with his friend and brother in the same club, and he felt that there was no need. You needed to do your research, and this is why you have some bit of time to go into some of these intricacies. Success for everything you threw at him tonight. He gave it to you back in tenfold. He was confident. He didn't have so many points, although his basic points were, you know, the achievements, which he reeled, the stats, which were the basic things expected. But his ability to cancel out your point was huge for me. And Femi, on that note, I think, like I said, I expected it to have been much more closer, but the quality of rebuttals clearly have given me a standpoint, and the overall the overall balance of success point and the way he puts out his point, the voice control, the generality of his argument, it gives me confidence that I think he's a semi-final material.
So success takes Tony's point. We're pressed for time, gentlemen, but let's go over it, meaning his advantage is doubled. He leads on 40, but there are still 60 points. 40 still here. David and Sam, we've got to pack it, but I'd really want to quickly hear you, gentlemen. Who wants to go first? Sam, want to go?
Yeah, let me go. It was very close. I think, again, credit to the two of you. I'm almost tempted to say it was kind of technical, a topic to deal with, and that demanded a lot more preparation going into it. Not to say you guys didn't put enough preparation into it, but because I've listened to more of Success's battle before, which was also successful, I think this wasn't your best performance for me. And I've listened to Itunu once as well, and I think off of that one, you didn't do as well as you did here today. But going down to tonight's battle, there was a lot more that could be done, definitely. But I think my biggest worry on the night for Itunu was when it's a clever strategy trying to flip the topic to confuse your opponent, and but you have to be smart in bringing out points when doing that. I thought sometimes you ended up confusing, or you ran the risk of confusing whoever was listening to you with that technique. If I don't get to understand what you were trying to say, saying what you were doing with the topic, then I think I wouldn't want to be convinced as to anything you had to say about it. So when you do that, when you try to probably flip the topic from the back, say, okay, you're saying he's not underrated, but are you saying he's overrated? That can be quite confusing for someone who's not so clever. But I thought that was not so... That didn't count for you, for me, on the night. But Success, again, just all he needed to do was sit back and, you know, counter what you said. You brought it to him, he served back a decent enough reply to every question you brought to the table, and that sort of gave an advantage of not really bringing out points too much. Again, very quickly, Femi, I thought it was good enough. It was good enough, but I don't think this was the best battle you guys brought for a quarter-final tie. It wasn't really impressive, and going into the semis, clearly a lot needs to be done. But because this is purely going to be based on that act you did, or that technique of trying to flip the topic, I didn't get confused, but I thought you ran the risk of doing that. So I'm going to say, based on presentation, and the composure is always there from Success, you know, voice control, like Tony said, everything going into it, I would just slightly tilt towards Success, because I thought he did the basics of just sitting back and absorbing your pressure and giving you a decent enough reply. So he gets my vote.
He gets Sam's vote, implication being Success has won this battle. 60 points. Not much will change. But David, let's quickly hear from you.
Okay, in contrast to what everyone else has said here, I think the quality of the argument today was really high. I have not, in the few times I've been here, I've not quite seen a situation where both debaters didn't lose their head or veer off the point. Now, there was, you both started well, it has to be said. Now, there was a point in the argument where Itunu tried to bait his opponent, because it is actually, which I felt was a very, very smart move. Success staved it off, but I could see clearly there that, knowing that he was probably having the short end of the argument, he tried to bait him into the argument of overrated or underrated, boxing your opponent into a very, very tight corner. He staved that off, and that was brilliant. It's not very easy to come out of a corner like that, knowing how we argue in this part of the world. He did that well. Now, where you did shoot yourself in the foot, Itunu, was in not knowing what the facts were. You should know what the facts were. It's on record that, in fact, I know, on social media we tend to propagate certain narratives, but it's on record that Sadio Mane's salary increased at least 2 times. He signed the contract I think 2 years into his time there, and again after the Champions League win, sometime around that, his salary, by the time he was leaving, he left with at least double the amount most people think he was earning gross before tax. So if you had known this, it would have changed the way you argued. And I think maybe you got desperate at some point and used the fact of Jurgen Klopp saying what he said about the Nations Cup. That everybody knows that was something that happened in December, I think, early in January, before the Nations Cup happened. That was a goof, and you served yourself on the chopping board, and he very well did chop you up. That said, I think you are a quality debater. I think if you have taken into cognizance the fact that you should do a bit more research, be a bit more thorough, and just you being a bit more thorough and not thinking that you being melodramatic will get you across the line. With a poor debater, you would get by. But I think you guys are quality debaters, and there is a future for you doing what you guys do. That said, success obviously does have my vote, but I want you leaving here knowing that you are better than a lot of people.
So David's vote goes Success's way for a sweeping 80% of the votes. Quickly, what does social media say?
Well, Femi, it's on Twitter. It's a sweep for Success, 71.4% to Itunu's 28.6%.
That's 90%. How about Facebook? Quickly.
Well, let's try to get that number up. We're trying to.
Okay.
In a moment, we should have that, but
let's take a break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll know whether it's a 100% sweep right after this. We're close to a clean sweep. An outcome which, on paper, does not necessarily tell the full story of the battle we've seen between Itunu and, of course, Success. But in the tiny margins, the things that matter, those tiny margins, Success seemed to have ticked all the boxes. At 90%, Twitter included. We come to Facebook. Tony, how does Facebook vote?
Well, for Facebook, Femi, Success edges that one also. Well, edge shouldn't be the word, because he did considerably good, 62% to Itunu's 38%. So
62% for a clean sweep, a total haul of all the points available in this quarterfinal fixture. Congratulations to you, Success.
Again, I will never stop saying this. Thank you, Lord Jesus. I'll never be ashamed of saying that. I will not stop saying that. Thank you, Lord Jesus. You know, like you said, thank you, Lord Jesus.
All right, let's settle down now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nigerian folk, for celebrating Jesus with that. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Like you said, the result did not reflect the scoreline. I need to know we are friends. We have mutual respect for one another. I remember the first time I came here, we bonded. We are bros, man. And this is, I won't lie to you, coming to this tie, I knew what I was going to face. In fact, the strategy was actually to play defensive because I was thinking, because I never thought, truthfully, that Itunu would actually bring all of those stats and everything. I prepared for it, but in a way, my head was spinning. I know this guy is intelligent. This guy is smart. He will most likely dance off those popular points. So I was coming in, what would this guy say? What would this guy say? And to the glory of God, honestly, things work in your favor. All of the things that I prepared, like the talking point would be on Sadio Mane, he jumped into that, and like Nenye's Mourinho, you pack the boss, and when you have the chance to, you counter attack and score. And it happens, it doesn't have to be brilliant. It's knockout rounds, really. The times where you won't dazzle and be brilliant all the time. Just those tiny margins, and I'm grateful to God that I take those tiny margins. And just like the judges have said, I would pick up those things that you've mentioned, and in the semi-final I would do my best. I want to say thank you to the callers, the voters, thank you to the judges. Mr. Anthony and Mr. David have been regular features in my battles, and all of their words I've been taking home to improve on them. And thank you to my family, everyone who supported me, and nothing is won yet. Nothing is won yet. Till Mr. Femi or Mongdaniels announces me the winner. Nothing is won yet. So this is just another round that's just gone. Till the final. Thank you so much. I need to know, respect you so much, man. Big boss.
Congratulations. Congratulations once again. The strategy worked, and it worked really well. All the best. I'll see you in the final. Well, for now, please, I get ahead of myself. Maybe I'm thinking prophetic. But your next battle is the semi-final, where you are going to meet either Nenye or Emmanuel. That's the second battle. Congratulations. You've done excellently and exceedingly well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Itunu?
Yeah.
You are one guy that I would follow to any battle any day. Today, you came up short, but, as we've seen time and time in this battle, you've adapted, you've done what needs to be done, and even when it was tough, you managed to pull the chestnut out of the fire. Not this time. How are you feeling?
Very happy. Yeah. Coming into this battle, I didn't even expect I was going to come this far. And I am not just happy, I am proud of myself. Why? From the qualifiers, I have never lost a battle. I have not even drawn one that white card or anything. It has always been straight victory. And like some other people will feel like the person who defeats me is, I'm rooting for him. For success to actually defeat me now, it shows that I'm not trying to get ahead of myself or see myself as no, not at all, not at all. But it's good. Just as he has always praised Jesus, or I'm a Muslim, but this is not about religion. It's good. There's hard work and there is favor. So I guess this time around, he has lost before. Maybe because I haven't lost before. I really didn't know what it means to lose. So maybe I'll feel this impact when I get home and I know that I won't be coming here again. Yeah. Maybe that's when I'll feel it. And I am happy because the place I am serving, the students I teach, I always tell them the assignment I give them each time I'm coming here is
to listen.
You must listen to the way I debate. I try to lead them by example. We've come here before for I beg to differ, and my student get knocked out at the quarterfinal. So I always tell her that, okay, I as a teacher, I always tell you, you must do this, you must do that. Let's see how we perform. So at least for 4 straight victories, my student won't tell me, look at him now. So I am very, very, in fact, no. I wish I proceed. But the person who defeats me is the body, and I'm rooting for him. I'm just not happy because from day one, every time I have a battle here, he's always with me. And what do? We go outside to the extreme and we train together. He would tell me. We ask questions. My first opponent then was Noye. You tell me, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. I'll tell him too the same thing. Wow. Your opponent, no go look woman face. So this is how you do it. I think a lady was your and she did something like
yes, the first lady was
so we are very close. Just this battle has brought me and him that whoever wins, just like you said, straight to the final. I'll be seeing him in the final. He shouldn't go out after defeating me. I will be very, very sad. So I need to see him there too. And me myself, definitely, it's not the end.
Yes. I only need to correct you on one point.
Yes, sir.
That you go home and find you will no longer be coming here. That's not going to happen. The experience of the fan battle tells me that, the contestants find a way to be back here time and time. Maybe not to do battle, but the quality you've shown in these battles are there for all to see, and they open new doors of opportunity here and elsewhere. And even some of our colleagues who have openings in other radio stations who are monitoring are looking and saying, oh, would like this person to be a part of our programming and all of that. It's been the legacy of the fan battle. So I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you for an excellent all the way to the end. Yeah. Unfortunately, you lost when there was no way to bring you back in.
My God.
But again, this is the quarterfinal. To come this far, somebody had to lose, and at the end of the day, like I said, the result on paper.
Yes.
When you look at the result, and you put it side by side at how strong the battle was, it will not tell the full story. So thank you very much. As I say bye-bye to you now, and I do that with respect and humility, I look forward to opportunities to work with you in the future. And you've stolen all our hearts. For now, the battle in Fan Battle 3 is over.